It's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
We've just been pushed down into P18.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Albon, Ocon, Russell and Ollie Behrman, Senna, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri and Stroll, Doohan, Lawson, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg and Richard Verschoor rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Interlagos, always one of my favourite weekends of the season. Love Brazil, adore this track.
Absolutely spot on, Crofty. I wish you could pick this circuit up and place it, copy-pasted on multiple different locations around the planet, because it is sensational to watch, sensational to drive. And for all these drivers here in Brazil, it's a great time to get stuck into this Interlagos circuit. It's an anti-clockwise track, lots of important corners to get right, and
Here we go then. The formation lap is underway ahead of today's sprint. As all the cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made, and all that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, good work. Great pass. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Right, you've been pushing your luck on track limits too much, and we've been given a 3-second penalty. Alright, so we've been looking at the damage and we think we should be okay to continue. It's going to cost us a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race. Be warned, the floor is now critically damaged. Final lap, push, push. Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, it's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
We've been pushed down to P22.
Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and Tsunoda, Antonelli, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, and Liam Lawson, Hülkenberg, Piastri, Carlos Sainz, and Behrman, Senna, Albon, Lance Stroll, and Esteban Ocon, Doohan, Bortoleto, Verschoor, and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. Interlagos, always one of my favourite weekends of the season. Love Brazil, adore this track.
Absolutely spot on, Crofty. I wish you could pick this circuit up and place it, copy-paste it on multiple different locations around the planet, because it is sensational to watch, sensational to drive. And for all these drivers here in Brazil, it's a great time to get stuck into this Interlagos circuit. It's an anti-clockwise track, lots of important corners to get right, and it's a track where you can make or lose an awful lot of lap time.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, Let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Good job, nice overtake. All right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. Okay, let's go now, come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Richard's coming in for his stop. Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. There appears to be an issue, we're currently investigating. Okay, the scrub tyres should rubber in faster, allowing you to start the push sooner. had an issue removing the right front wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put it behind us now and get back into this race. Okay, looks like a mechanical failure. We're going to have to ask you to find a safe spot to retire. Sorry about that, mate. I repeat, find somewhere to retire the car immediately. It's too dangerous to stay on track.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. We've seen a brilliant display of the Russell hustle. It's George Russell who wins.
A great display of dominance today, Crofty, by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
Only 3 can take to the podium, and here they come. By George, he was good today. The top step awaits for George Russell. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.